A narcissist is always trying to control you and make you dependent on them because they're codependent to you for a source of energy and validation. And so, as much as possible, they're going to try to demobilize you and isolate you and keep you from moving away from them because you are a source of validation, you are a source of energy, and by for them having access and control over you, you know, validates their idea of superiority and grandeur because in truth they feel inferior to you. That's why they create these situations, these hardships, these obstacles. That's why they try to demobilize you. That's why they don't teach you things or tell you things. That's why they make life harder for you in order for you to come to them, in order for you to ask them for help, in order for you to never leave them because they need your energy. They need the validation that comes from being able to get validation and source energy from someone as great as you, especially when you're an awakened divine feminine, especially when you're someone that's anointed. They need to feel needed, right? They need to feel loved. That's why narcs have children because children have to love you, right? They have to love you. And when they have those children, they intentionally demobilize them. They intentionally keep them from learning certain life skills. They intentionally keep them from growing certain aspects of themselves, like their inner confidence, their sense of self worth, their sense of self respect, their discipline, their organizational skills that they need in order for them to survive as adults, right? Or give them information about banking, about money or relationships. They withhold as much as possible, and they make it so that you stay stagnant, so that you stay infantilized. They'll do narcs in relationships will do the same thing, right? Like keeping you from being able to mobilize financially, isolating you from friend groups, cutting you off from any kind of form of community, constantly trying to isolate you as much as possible, and make you feel isolated, make you feel like you have to rely on them, make you feel like they're your only person that you have. So you have to ask them for help. So you have to ask them for money or for comfort or for anything, even though they're abusing you, even though they're doing you harm, because you're stuck between a rock and a hard place and you don't have any connections or resources outside of them. You're trapped. There's a lot of women, given the chance in friendships, they'll do that to you as well. They'll intentionally isolate you. They'll intentionally do things to make you feel like you're othered and you're outside. They'll intentionally withhold help from you, withhold giving you help, withhold giving you attention, withhold giving you any form of validation or care. They'll intentionally do things to make you feel like there's no one else that can help you, that you are basically in a state of scarcity and lack, especially when you're going through a hard time, and they know that. They'll utilize that against you, in order for you to come to them and be an energy source. And then they're going to, again with narcissists, then they're going to placate it out to other people that, yeah, I'm doing them a service. I'm just trying, like, they need me. And, even though they're doing this, and this, like, I'm willing to do this for them. I'm willing to help them. I'm willing to put myself out there and make these sacrifices for them, even though they're this, and this. They utilize that opportunity to go around destroying your character to other people because they already started doing character assassination, and use your hardship or the moments that you're in need of aid against you towards other people to show that, oh, it's you that's incompetent. It's you that's reliant on them. It's not them, even though they are the ones that are codependent, even though they're the ones that are doing all of this because they're seeking your validation. They need you as an energy source. They need you, your love. They need whatever it is that you give spiritually and energetically. They need that. And so they they hate the fact that they need that because it proves that they're not as superior as they think that they are. And so they're going to do everything to make it seem like you're the one that's dependent on them. You're the one that needs them, that they're doing you such a service. I've had to deal with this in friendships, had to deal with this in romantic relationships, had to deal with this with my mother, right? There are the mothers, the narcissistic mothers that overdo. They do everything for you, so you never learn anything on your own. So you never learn any life skills. And then there's the ones that don't do anything, don't teach you anything, in hopes that you're not able to mobilize on your own. You're not able to pay bills. You're not able to manage your own money. You're not able to discipline yourself. You're not able to grow in any aspect in life, so that you're not prosperous and so that you don't mobilize away from them. If they had the opportunity to cut off your legs, they would. And that's basically what they're doing energetically. That's basically what they're doing spiritually as well, as they're trying to cut off your legs to keep you from growing, to keep you from moving forward, to keep you from standing in your own sovereignty and your own authority. It's all about control, right? And it's all about power for them. And they'll do anything so that they can have some form of domination over you. And when they do these things, right? Because most of you might be asking, why me? I'm such a good person. Again, it's because you have something that they don't, whether it's your deep connection with source, your childlike wonder, your creative ability, your intellect, your wisdom, your leadership, all of your gifts, all of the gifts that you possess, they have to fake, right? They have to fake being you. They have to fake being like you. They have to fake your talent. They have to fake your sovereignty. They have to fake your energy. They have to pretend to be someone like you, because they don't actually have those gifts or those qualities developed in themselves. And so they need your energy, they need your essence in order for them to complete the illusion of wearing your skin. So they're going to imitate the behavior that you have. They're going to imitate the things that you say. They're going to imitate your thoughts. They're going to imitate your opinions. And then they're going to take on your essence through instigating arguments, through fights, through just trying to get you to deal with them on any kind of level, and take your energy, your essence, so that they can go around pretending like they're you. It is spiritual. That's what I'm saying. Narcissists are, using my African, they're agents of chaos, they're agents of darkness, but they are, possessed by lower entities. They're disconnected from source. They're disconnected from themselves, which makes them wide open for attachment. And they are mentally and spiritually perturbed, right? And so they lack actual identity. They lack an actual self, and they'll destroy and take from anyone who does have that, right? That's why I created my Healing from Narcissistic Abuse shadow work journal called Reclaiming the Self, that's available in my bio. And I'm going to also put the link in the comments for pre-order to help you gain back your confidence, to gain back your identity, to gain back your sovereignty, and to move away from these connections. Also to help you identify when you are in the midst, when you are next to or around dating a narcissist.